Blog Talk Radio. Hi everyone, this is Camille from sunny California, and you're listening to the Coffee Chat with Camille show, which is the podcast series that interviews various guests about real-life topics for people who love to learn. Hey everybody, how are you? You know what? I have a filmmaker who's supposed to come onto our podcast today, but it looks like there may have been a little oops in the scheduling. And so what I'm going to do is just talk briefly about a few hot topics, I guess, and give our guests some time to call into the show. But I don't know if you had a chance to listen to the show earlier, but I did have on a wonderful guest, Mr. How do you say his last name? Antion? It's so cool. It's Antion. I had him on the show, and that was really because he's a very successful American entrepreneur. And he can, in fact, give you lots of tips as to, I call them tips and tricks, but they're really not. I mean, he's like totally legit, which is magnificent. And you can learn a lot from just going to his website, which is in the show notes, okay? I'm not sure that I've posted anything yet. Oh, actually, yeah, wonderful. Our guest is here. He's here. So let me go ahead and introduce him, okay? And the title of our show is Filmmaking with Jake Green. His bio is the Over-Smiling, Bearded Podcasting Filmmaker. He says, I'm a filmmaker based out of Atlanta that specializes in documentaries. My company, Peaceful Sea Production. My phone is always dinging in the background. I apologize, folks. I have this new iPhone. It's very busy, you know. One moment. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. I don't know what that is. I think it's notifications. So, my company, Peaceful Sea Productions, will soon launch a steaming network of podcasts, short and feature films, and episodic series for those trying to find a home for their projects. Okay, now for you, the audience, you may check out Jake's, I always want to say podcast. It's not a podcast. Check out his website at peacefulsea.network. For those wanting to pitch for those wanting to pitch existing or unmade shows or movies for streaming, visit the website and send us a message. Okay? So now let's do this. Let's go ahead and get on into this interview soon. And welcome Jake onto the show, right? Yes. Let me see. Here we go. I think it's here. Hi, Jake.
Hello, Camille. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. So sorry about the last minute notice there. I had just saw your message like a few minutes ago, and so I really appreciate you being here. I definitely want to welcome you to Coffee Chat with me or with Camille, and I'd also like to get into the interview so that our audience has the opportunity to get to know you better.
Awesome. I love it.
So, first question, how did you get into filmmaking?
Kind of by accident, actually. I kind of grew up making movies with my brother, kind of in our backyard and with our ridiculous friends as we ran around the neighborhood making the world's worst movies. But I never really understood that could be a career. And so it wasn't until a friend of mine, I had quit school, I had dropped out of college twice, and it wasn't until a friend of mine came home with a brochure for a film school that I realized, I could actually do something that I love to do. and make movies for a living. So I went to Savannah College of Art and Design for screenwriting and directing, and moved to LA, then moved to Atlanta to direct.
Wonderful, wonderful. And then what is the hardest part about being an independent filmmaker?
It's always going to be the funding. There's never enough money to go around. It's always extremely difficult to find the people who want to fund anything that is going to be pricey. So most of what I do is self-funded, which means it takes a lot longer than it should because I only make so much money a year. Me and my wife only make so much money every year. So we, the hardest part is always the funding, and the rest of it's the fun part.
Gotcha. And then what is the goal of the Peaceful Sea Network?
Yeah, Peaceful Sea Network, I've found it difficult in the past to find the proper platforms to put my company's films and podcasts and episodic series on. And so we really wanted to launch something that was far more open to accepting people who are more independent and lower budget films and podcasts and things like that. So we basically are trying to have it open for people who don't always get the opportunity to pitch to big networks or big studios, pitch their projects to us, and we can work out a deal where we put it on our platform. And that should be launching in 2024.
2024. Okay, great. And then are you affiliated with a political party, and why?
I'm affiliated with the Libertarian Party, primarily because I believe in the basic principles, which are don't hurt people and don't take their stuff. And that takes us down a whole line of principles and values and ideas, but that's the very basics of the Libertarian Party is don't hurt people and don't take their stuff.
Excellent. And then why Bitcoin over every other cryptocurrency?
Well, Bitcoin is its own style of cryptocurrencies. Basically, Bitcoin is the granddaddy of them all. It cannot increase in number, and so it makes it so that there cannot be any inflation. You cannot mess with the money supply. You cannot get all the economic problems that you're getting in the United States and around the world today with the U.S. dollar being the world reserve currency and the Federal Reserve printing dollars left and right, and basically devaluing our money into oblivion. And so Bitcoin, gold, silver, those kinds of things are the answer to the massive inflation that you see today.
Yes, thank you so much. And then why do you want to live in the middle of nowhere? And this is actually our last question.
I really enjoy being out in nature. My wife and I bought 200 acres in Montana as soon as COVID and the lockdowns hit in 2020, and we're building basically a compound out there with us and a few of our friends, and basically we're going to garden, be a very self-sustainable cooperative, I guess you could call it, but basically just be a self-sustaining community where we can live lives a little bit more slowly and not so wrapped up in national and international politics and issues that don't really affect people on an everyday basis.
Wonderful. Sounds beautiful. You're in Montana, am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I just see, I've never been. I want to go, but just from some of the filming I've seen done there, it is so beautiful. So I think you and your wife are very fortunate. So busy out here in California. At any rate, I really want to thank you, Jake, for being here. I really appreciate your interview and also you showing up last minute. But lastly, could you please tell me what your favorite coffee? Oh no, I have two more. Can you please let me know what your favorite coffee and or hot beverage is?
My favorite coffee is just a plain iced latte, specifically from this place called Communion Coffee in Dallas, Texas.
Got it. And can you let our listeners know what your social media handles are or how they can contact you?
Yeah, we're Peaceful Sea Productions on all platforms, and you can contact me directly and find me at The Jake Green on all platforms.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jake. Have a great one.
Absolutely. You too.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Bye.
Okay, everyone. That was the magnificent Jake Green. And again, you can go to peacefulsea.network. For those wanting to pitch existing or unmade shows or movies for streaming, visit the website and send them a message or send us a message. Okay? So thank you guys so much out there. I do actually have global listeners, so I'm very proud of that and very happy that even one person listens to my show from very far away. And I want to thank you for that. I want to definitely thank U.S., United States, the U.S., us Americans are my number one listeners, then Canada, and parts of, what's next? Brazil, Asia. What parts specifically are Japan, Vietnam, Philippines, okay, and I'm trying to think where else. Oh, in Europe, it's Romania, France, Germany, well, there's a host of them. And finally, I hit the beautiful continent of Africa, Egypt, and Ghana. All right? So, just want you guys to know, let all my listeners know, I thank you very much. You can find this podcast on any of your streaming platforms. Okay, Apple, Spotify, those are the number ones that I tend to. I think Spotify's number one, but I'm not sure. But you can find my podcast there, Coffee Chat with Camille, and you can also listen to this wonderful show with our filmmaker Jake Green and many others who have been here at coffeechatwithcamille.com. All right? Thank you so much for listening, and I will be back tomorrow with, I think, Keanu Yu. I think he's a fitness guru. We're going to find out tomorrow. All right? Bye for now, everyone.